Do you ever feel like, gosh, I got so much to do and never enough time to do it? And you're constantly rushing from place to place or task to task, trying to get everything done. And you're constantly chasing your own tail, feeling like you're never getting it all done and there's always so much weight on your shoulders. Well, that's me. And I always feel like I'm never present in the moment because I'm always rushing through things, rushing through tasks, and I'm never really fully present for the people around me or even myself. And I always feel like I'm even trying to rush my own relaxation. Like I'm trying to listen to my favorite YouTube videos or podcasts while I get ready in the morning or when I'm having a shower because I feel like there's no time. And in the end, I never even feel relaxed anyway. And I just get more and more wound up as time goes on. And now I'm so wound up that I even have neck and shoulder problems. Now, I'm not saying that I have a perfect solution for this, but after a few years of going through this cycle over and over again, I have recently tried 2 things which I have found really helpful, and I thought I could share that with you today. It's not a perfect solution. However, they are 2 things that I have found to be significantly more helpful for me than other things I've tried before. So I've suffered a lot with 3 things: poor quality of sleep, overthinking, and poor productivity. And I found that these 3 things have improved since I've tried these 2 new things. So the first thing I've tried is actually a meditation app called Smiling Mind. Now, for the longest time, whenever I was suggested meditation by other people, I always brushed it off. Quite frankly, I didn't even know anything about meditation, but I just had an image in my head, which was a misconception, that I would be sitting there, legs crossed in a yoga pose, doing an Om, which is not correct at all, and my own misconception is what held me back from trying this for such a long time. So Smiling Mind is a meditation app that helps to guide you through breathing or mindful breathwork meditations. There's no OMs in it at all, and it's really just, a lot of it is just focusing on your own breath and your own surroundings, and anytime your mind wanders off, you just pull it back to focusing on your own breath, and you're actually like flexing that muscle of focusing on something, because usually I'm completely mindless when I do tasks. I seem to be productive because I'm getting things done, ticking things off my list, but I'm never actually mindful when I'm doing it. I'm not actually present in the moment. I'm just like a robot on automated mode, just doing things, and not present in the moment. And now I have to flex this muscle that I haven't used for such a long time of actually focusing and being present with something. And because my muscle is so weak, my mind is wandering off so many times through each session. But slowly I'm able to flex this muscle and make it a bit stronger. And I recently just used this breathwork meditation to help me get through the pain of lignocaine shots at the dentist into my gum. That was really painful, and the breathwork came really handy at that moment. So I would suggest to anyone who was in the same boat as me, who a few people have suggested meditation to them as a form of stress relief or stress management, and you've always brushed it off thinking, no, that's not for me, because you have a similar misconception that I did, where you'd be sitting there in a yoga pose doing an Om. I would say, actually give it a go before you reject it, because if you don't give it a go, you never know. And for years and years and years, I rejected it. And now I've actually tried it. I have found it significantly helpful, particularly from days where I go to work and I come back very wound up from a very hectic day or a very confronting day at work. It definitely helps me to switch off, because normally that is something that I struggle with a lot, is the switching off part. And then that goes into affecting my sleep. And then if I don't rest well, then that goes into affecting my poor productivity the next day. So they're all linked. And I have found that because I am targeting the winding down, I'm improving my quality of sleep, I'm improving my energy levels and productivity the next day. So now the second thing that I've tried, this is probably something that most people have never heard of before. And maybe some people in the creative or content creation space have already heard of, but maybe most people outside of that niche haven't heard of it at all. And it's called morning pages. And I started doing this because I, as a content creator, signed up for a course called Capture Your Confidence Inner Ways to help me improve my on-camera confidence by Erica Vera. And in that course, she teaches you about morning pages, and morning pages comes from Julie Cameron's The Artist's Way. And it's 3 pages of longhand stream of conscious writing done first thing in the morning. There's no right or wrong way to do morning pages. It's not high art. It's not even writing. It's just writing about anything and everything that crosses your mind. And they're for your eyes only. They're completely private. You don't show them to anyone. It's your private journal and therapy session with yourself. The idea is the morning pages are there to provoke, clarify, comfort, prioritize, and synchronize your day at hand. Don't overthink it. So morning pages is just 3 pages of writing anything that comes into your mind. And what I found is that it's really helped clear the muck out of my mind. So any pent up frustrations or feelings I've had from things that have occurred that day or that week or in my life or whatever, things that I usually just hold in and don't really talk about because either they're just not significant enough to talk about or because I just don't want to talk about them. It's given me an outlet. Now I have somewhere to talk about it, which is just writing about it with myself. And it's like having a morning therapy session with myself. And I get to now release all those pent up feelings. And once I get that muck out of my head, I can start thinking about the things I need to do or want to do more clearly because now there's more room in my head because I chucked out the muck and cleared some space. Almost like decluttering a room. Once you declutter all the excess stuff or the stuff you've been hanging on to out of guilt or whatever, you now have more room for the things that you actually want in that room or the things you actually use in that room without the guilt hanging over you of, my mum gave me this and I have to keep it, or I bought this and I spent money on it and I have to keep it. Same idea with my thoughts. My pent up frustrations, I now don't have to hang on to it. I don't have to hang on to the guilt. I don't have to hang on to the frustration. I don't have to hang on to the anger about things that have happened to me because I've now had a therapy session with myself in the morning by writing these 3 pages of just whatever came to my mind. And I'm able to think more clearly about the things I want to think about. And it's been immensely helpful. You would think, what's writing going to do? But actually, it helps me out a lot. And I actually don't even really like writing, but I have found it very therapeutic. I'm normally someone who prefers to type because I find it more time effective and just faster. But this is to be done handwritten, not on a computer. And it really just helps you get it all out when you're writing. You just write out your feelings, your frustrations, your ideas, your wants, your desires. Write it all out, let it out, have a therapy session with yourself in the morning, clear that muck, and bring yourself present in the moment. I found those 2 things so helpful. So to summarize, overall, I'm less stressed and more present in the moment. So I'm having more meaningful interactions with people around me. My quality of sleep has improved. I'm not overthinking things as much as I used to. And my productivity and energy levels have improved too. Now, for anyone out there who's been experiencing something similar to me, but your own version of it, you've had your own journey with pent up frustrations, poor productivity, a lot of weight on your shoulders. Sometimes you feel like you've got nowhere to turn to but yourself. These 2 things have been immensely helpful. Meditation using breath work, morning pages. There's a whole plethora of other techniques and things out there that can be used for de-stressing as well. But these are the 2 that I've tried and that I have found helpful for me. And I hope that this information has been helpful for someone out there like you.